Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're gonna do the detailed review of the Oppo K1. So Oppo K1 is the latest device announced by the company in India, and this device is competitively priced at 16,999. That 17K you get really good hardware, and it is also the first smartphone below the 20K price segment with the in-display fingerprint scanner. So how good is the Oppo K1 for this price segment? Let's find out in this detailed review. So first up, let's have a look at the design and build quality. So looking at the design, you could see that the Oppo K1 comes with a water drop notch and looks really good in terms of the front panel design. The bezels are less. You can see that the bottom panel does have some bezels, but it's still lower for a phone in this price segment. And the overall design language for the front panel looks pretty good. Now looking at the back panel, you can see that this is made of plastic material, but it has been given a glossy finish, and curved edges towards the sides give it a good feel altogether. And also it has green in color, blue and purple, so that also gives it a good feel altogether. And you can also see the golden finishing around the camera unit, which is pretty good. And you can also see that the green in color has been extended to the sides, which looks pretty good. The power keys on the right side, the volume rocker keys on the left side. Bottom panel houses the micro USB charging slot, the speaker unit and the 3.5mm audio jack. So overall the Oppo K1 is a well built phone with a good design and build quality. The build quality, even though it's plastic, it feels actually good, and it's definitely good in terms of the material finishing as well. So that's the Oppo K1, but we would have definitely liked a metal or a glass construction at 17K price segment, but nevertheless it definitely gives good feel altogether. Now moving on to the display of the Oppo K1. So the device comes with a 6.4 inches Full HD Plus resolution display with the water drop notch. The display quality as such looks really good, and one of the important aspects of this device is that it comes with an AMOLED panel, which is something which is really great on this device. You can see the AMOLED panel looks really vivid, colorful. The viewing angles are excellent. The color reproduction is also really great. The touch response also feels very smooth. So overall display is easily one of the best we have seen in this price segment. So Oppo K1 shines in the display department. Now moving on to the software. So as usual with all the Oppo smartphones, we get the Color OS. So this time we have the Color OS version 5.2, and if you look at the about phone, you can see that it is version 5.2, and the Color OS is the latest version. But then the disappointing aspect is the Android version, which is 8.1. So Oreo is now almost more than a year old. Now it should have been Android 9.0 at this price segment for a phone released in 2019, but it does not come with that, and that is definitely a drawback of the Oppo K1. So that's the software. Now it also comes with other features, including split screen, clone apps, and support for themes. There is some gesture supported, so a whole lot of features are included along with customization options. Now talking about the performance, so the phone comes with a powerful Snapdragon 660 for this price segment. This is coupled with a 4GB RAM and 64GB internal storage. Now the Snapdragon 660 is one of the really powerful chipsets for this price segment. We have seen this on a lot of smartphones, including the Mi A2, so it is pretty smooth in terms of performance. And when you talk about the gaming experience, this is one area where the Oppo K1 performed pretty well, but the heating was slightly on the higher side. That is something which is if you're a gamer, that might be something which is not really that great, but then still the gaming experience with the Snapdragon 660 was pretty good. Now talking about the day-to-day usage, the phone is extremely responsive and does not feel any sort of lagginess. Now the phone comes with a fingerprint scanner on the display. So this is the in-display fingerprint scanner, the first smartphone below the 20K price segment with the in-display fingerprint scanner. So it may not be as fast as the rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, but it definitely gives it a good feel with the newer technology. So it is quite accurate, but it may not be as fast as what you've seen on the rear panel. Now the phone also comes with face unlock, which is really fast. You can see that the face unlock works pretty fast, and it also has pretty good accuracy in terms of unlocking. Now talking about the SIM cards and storage options, so it does come with dual SIM cards for 4G LTE and VoLTE support, and the call quality is again pretty good on this device. Now talking about the cameras. So the phone comes with a dual camera setup. It has a 16 megapixel primary camera with 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing. There is also f-stop 1.8 aperture, and on the front panel it has a massive 25 megapixel selfie camera with f-stop 2.0 aperture. Now the camera interface is largely unchanged from what we've seen on the other Oppo smartphones, including the Realme 2 Pro. It's quite similar. Now looking at the camera samples taken with the Oppo K1, the daylight shots came out quite well, good sharpness levels, decent color reproduction as well. So overall clarity in terms of daylight conditions was quite good. The close-up images also came out pretty well. So we have done a detailed camera review of this device, so you can check out that video as well. Now when it comes to low light performance, that's where the camera was not that great, and you could see a lot of noise in low light captures and not the best experience, especially for the 17K price segment. That's one area where we felt the camera was lacking behind, and also the portrait shots from the rear camera was kind of average. Now the selfie experience is really good with great sharp images, and portrait mode also looks quite good. So the 25 megapixel AI selfie camera works pretty well. So overall we would say the camera is definitely good, except for the low light conditions. Overall the camera performance was pretty good. Now moving on to the battery. The phone comes with a 3600 mAh capacity battery, and there's no fast charging supported. It's a regular 10-watt charging, so it takes more than 2 hours to charge the device. And the battery performance was quite good, and you can easily get one day even with heavy usage. With moderate usage you can even get more than a day, but we don't really have an option to measure the screen on time. So overall the battery performance is definitely good. So now summing up, how good is the Oppo K1 for the 17,000 price segment? So Oppo K1 has a pretty good design aspect. The build quality is also quite good. The in-display fingerprint scanner is a highlight. Apart from that, AMOLED panel at this price segment is again a highlight. And performance is good, gaming is good, cameras are pretty good, and also battery life feels good. Now the downsides of the device include there is no Android 8.1 Oreo at this price segment. Then the low light performance of the camera was not that great, and there is only micro USB charging slot even in 2019 at this price segment, and no fast charging is supported. But otherwise the Oppo K1 is definitely a good value for money device at 17,000 price segment, and it's probably the best value for money device from Oppo till date in India. So that was a detailed review of the new Oppo K1. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.